Mass casualty incidents are something that more likely you're going to face at some point in your EMS career. Now, hopefully we never will have to, but odds are there will be a time where you'll have a mass casualty incident. Now, your service is going to kind of define what a mass casualty incident is. Generally, we think it's 3 or more patients, because generally an ambulance can handle 2 patients. So if you have 3, that's more than you can handle, and you have to call for backup, and that's considered a mass casualty. Now, some services have multiple ambulances, and having 5, 6, 10 patients is not a big deal to them. Some services may only have 1 or 2 ambulances, and having 5 or 6 patients is a mass casualty incident for them. So although we generally define it as 3 or more patients, it's going to depend a little bit on the resources that you have available. The EMT's general role at a mass casualty incident is initially, well, it depends. If you're the first unit on the scene, you may initially be the incident commander. If you're the 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th or 27th unit on the scene, then you're going to fall more into the treatment and triage sector. But if you are first, or if you're 27th, part of your initial job is triaging patients. We are trying to figure out which ones are the worst hurt and which ones are the least hurt, but also which ones can we help. And that's part of triage. We are trying to do the greatest good for the greatest number of patients. And it's a very difficult thing to do, but sometimes we simply can't help them all. There's just too many. And we have to allocate our resources, use our resources to the best of our abilities. And that may mean that some patients are not salvageable, so we declare them expectant or dead, and we go on to those that we can save and we can make a difference for. So remember, when you arrive on scene, you make sure it is safe, you make sure there's no one else that's going to be hurt, you survey the scene, and you would quickly try to determine how many patients you have, and then you will quickly triage the patients. And we'll do another video on the different forms of triage, but in general, we use one called START or Jump Start for children, and then SALT. Those are the 2 that we use most frequently in this area. So again, if you're the first unit on the scene, you may be the incident commander, but the role is about the same. You have to make sure it's safe. You have to make sure no one else is going to be hurt. And then you begin to figure out how many patients you have and triage those into the worst injured and the least injured, and take care of those that are most hurt. If their injuries are too much for your capabilities, then maybe you need to spend your resources on another one that you can save. And that's a very difficult thing to do.